What's up, guys? It's McNulty here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing well, and I hope you're ready because we're back into the caverns of doom and the goblins and the Garrison guard once again today. So yeah, we're back with another chance to earn some coins and potentially, a very minute chance at a 2-for-1 summon, because obviously the Garrison Guard portal has opened up, the Goblin Guard portal, whatever you want to call it, it's open for business, and there is a chance for 2 times in here. So you could potentially pull, when you pull one of these heroes, you could be pulling a second one for free. So to be honest, this is one of my favorite portals at the moment, alongside the Astral Elves, because I think the 2 times chance is really cool. The general odds are, well, they're not that much different than a regular portal, like 0.1% difference. But overall, I'd rather have 2 heroes than 1. So with that all being said, we have a brand new Garrison guard in the portal today, and his name, I believe, is IARLAITH. From what I can see, I mean, that's just what we're going to go with. There may be some kind of weird pronunciation, or that may be an I and not an L, whatever it is. We're going with IARLAITH for now. You guys can correct me in the comments. I'm sure somebody will. So he is a fire hero. He is of the rogue class. Okay, so that gives him a nice little chance to dodge. And of course, he's of the Garrison Guard family, which is sweet for him because at the start of the battle, he summons a recruit guard mega minion. And the minion has 20, 25, or 30% HP and 100, 120, or 140% attack inherited from the character, depending on how many Garrison Guard heroes that you have on your team. So you can get some pretty beefy minions with some pretty decent attack. And I all know we've been up against full teams of Garrison Guard defenses where they just rip you apart before you even get the chance to start. And that is what these heroes are super good at, is they're really good on defense. They're really good for farming through map stages. And most of the time, they're really good in wars. So they do have a lot going for them. And they're definitely a massive part of the meta at the moment. So he gets 2 passives. Resistance against mana reduction, so an innate resistance against mana reduction. So he does fend off horrible tanks like Hrothgar and like Fergus. When anybody tries to reduce your mana, you are going to be absolutely fine if you're taking this dude. And he also gets the passive, which is the Guard Rally, so that every 4 turns, he removes all wither effects from all allies. So sweet. Everything about his family and passives work in harmony. It's nice that he gets the rogue class because that makes him more viable on defense. And also the rogue class has one of the most attacking talent grids of any class. So it's got the most attack nodes of any class, which means you can boost up his attack stat as high as you want. Now that's also good because he gets the benefit of the attack up on the ether talent. So at the start of the battle, he gets an extra 20% attack on top of his attack stat for the first 6 turns, which is awesome. And in battles with multiple waves, the effect refreshes at the beginning of each wave. So first of all, what do we think of the way this guy looks? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of it. Although, like, do you know what the weird thing about this is? Is like, if you look at him, he's not cartoony at all. Like, there's nothing like super funny about him that I can see, other than the fact that he's got like a crown of daisies and like a daisy on his purse. So like, he looks like a normal human being. But if you go into, I mean, Collier's probably not the best example, but like Vanya, and then we started going towards, where are they now? They got to be somewhere in here. Do they like hide the Garrison Guards? Maisie, Pepper Flame, Violet, Maisie, Violet Potts. Like we've got like very almost like comical kind of characters that are in here. So there's kind of a mixture in terms of the art. So I don't know. Like I kind of prefer this style than I do like this, if that makes sense. Like he looks a little bit boring. Even Iacantha's awesome because she at least has something interesting about her, like the way she looks. But this guy looks a little bit boring for me. Anyways, let's see what he actually does. So first of all, he is running at fast speed, which is awesome. I haven't gone over the stats yet, but to be fair, as long as, you know, we're in keeping with where we need to be as far as power creep, I'm not too bothered about the stats in and of themselves. He looks like a really good hero. He's got decent balanced stats right across the board, and that's as far as we need to go with that. So special skill is called Ring Around the Rosies. Of course it is. He's running at fast speed, so he's going to deal 600% damage to the target, which is a whopping great snipe. And the target then receives 100% damage for all of the damage their allies receive for 3 turns. So this guy hits you and you're marked for death, and there is no coming back, basically. He then gives a stack. There's a maximum of 10 stacks where all damage all enemies receive is increased by 8%. So that's awesome. So if in long battles and stages where you're fighting against, say, Titans, for example, this is really prominent at the moment in the fact that we're receiving the 15 and 16, and even maybe one day 17-star Titans. You need to have somebody that sort of gets better and better and bigger as the battle goes on. Like I'm using Grimsteel at the moment, not Grimsteel, Dark Feather, sorry, at the moment, and he gets stronger and stronger as the battle goes on, and everybody does as well. Grimsteel's probably another good example of that, but guys like this, where they do the damage increase stack, very few and far between, and actually really, really good in terms of both that format and the war format as well. So we'll get to the wars and raids in just a moment, but first of all, this stack where all damage all enemies receive is increased by 8%. That can go up to 10 extra stacks. So you can get up to an extra 80% increased damage for all damage that enemies receive. So that is just ridiculously strong because it includes tile damage. It includes any damage that you're doing where you're boosting tiles. So yeah, really, really going to be excellent against the Titans. And then the actual, use of this guy in a war attack team, for example, is awesome because when, like he said, when he hits somebody, or like I said, that target is marked for death. So that target's going to receive 100% damage for all of the damage all their allies receive for 3 turns. And on top of that, they're getting the negative, the increased damage stack. So that is just awesome. So you can hit the target with a 600% snipe. And then let's say you snipe somebody else in the team for like 1,000 damage. That target is going to receive 100% of that damage. So it's going to receive 1,000 damage as well. So he becomes an absolute slaughterer. And yeah, this guy's going to be really, really good and really, really fun to play with. There's nothing super amazing about him in terms of, obviously, he doesn't like summon a minion at the same time. But generally where they've got a special that's good enough in and of itself, it doesn't really warrant that, but he does still get the Garrison Guard or the Shield Guard, is it? Recruit Guard, sorry. Mega Minion as part of his family bonus. So he gets that extra protection right away from the beginning. Man, I'd love to have this hero. I think he really, really pair up well with a lot of the other Garrison Guard heroes. And I think he's the new Quinton. Like, he's just literally the new Quinton. And that much better because he gets the extra damage stack as well. So he's got that use against Titans. So yeah, really, really awesome hero. Definitely one that I would love to pick up. So huge congrats if any of you guys do manage to get your hands on this dude, IARLAITH. He looks like a really, really awesome hero. And then we also have Kolya, who's still hanging up his dirty underwear. And really, again, like, he's a ridiculously good hero, honestly. Like, he does get the Shield Guard Mega Minion, which safely cleanses the latest cleansable ailment from all allies every turn, but he also deals a massive amount of damage, 300% to all enemies, and extra damage per remove status effect. Like, and he dispels a single buff, but like, he's a really, really good hero. Like, I think he's probably stronger than a lot of the others in this portal just because he dishes out that damage. Like, for me, for example, I have Violet Potts. And if I go out into my roster, it's probably easier for me to look at her here because she is there. Like, she safely dispels all of the buffs, but then gives all enemies immunity to new buffs, and she summons the Sword Guard Mega Minion. But what she doesn't do, she doesn't deal damage. So I need to put her with a damage dealer in order to make up for that lack of damage. You don't have that same problem with Kolya. So yeah, I think he's a really, really good hero. Both of them really excellent heroes. So please do let me know in the comments what you guys think of our brand spanking new Prince of Roses, IARLAITH. Let me know what you guys think about him. Do drop us a like and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. If you don't want to miss any future notifications, hit the bell notification, make sure that's on. Share it with your mother, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now, guys.